YouTube channel, Living with Spice. It's so lovely to have you back here again. Has been a little bit of a break since I have done a reading. I've just been in that sort of quiet, reflective energy, which often is the case when we experience a Mercury retrograde, where so many of us are having memories of past events, reflecting on experiences of the past, analysing, reassessing, and just generally keeping a quieter profile as we process a lot of heavy energy that's leading to quite significant change for a lot of us. Anyway, that's where I've been, and so I'm sorry you haven't seen me around very much, but here we are today. It is mid-March and I'm going to do a general reading for the overall collective in terms of the energies that we're experiencing. So it is, the intention is to be able to deliver you a message that helps to clarify what's going on in your life. Generally speaking, you can apply the messages to the context of your life. And of course, if you'd like to have a personal reading, you're very welcome to contact me. And you'll find the details in the description box below. So we're going to get started with the reading, and I've chosen a few different decks of cards today, and we'll start with the traditional tarot. So I will just position the camera for you to see. And all of my cards have been pre-shuffled off camera because they are quite difficult to, some of these are quite difficult to shuffle. So they've saved some time and pre-shuffled them off the camera. And we're going to see, thank you Spirit, for the messages that you have for mid-March to the end of March for the general collective. How can you help us to understand the energies that are happening for us now and the important messages to be aware of in our life going forward? Okay, we have the Nine of Swords, the Prince of Swords, King of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. So for a lot of us at the moment, there's quite a lot of heavy reflective energies. So for many people who are going through change at the moment, there's a lot of overthinking and overanalyzing, particularly in the night time, where we are in that quiet space of the evening and we've got a lot of space and time to think about and rethink what's going on in our life and trying to come up with solutions, answers as to why things are working out. The difficulty with this energy, and we're always working with energy, is that we tend to loop and go around in circles, and it's usually an unhelpful way to think about our situation because we don't often come up with positive solutions for the way forward. It tends to be just rehashing of events that have happened and usually things that have emotionally affected us. So there's a lot of this kind of energy at the moment. So if you can relate to this, it's no doubt some things have happened in recent times that are really weighing heavily on your mind. And generally, Spirit will be guiding us to try to find other ways to be able to manage your thoughts or to distract you so that you're not looping unproductively and rehashing events that are continually upsetting you. But I do feel that energy is going to pass very soon. It may not feel like it when you're in it. We have a tendency to feel stuck and say to ourselves, when is this ever going to end? But it is going to pass. The next card that we have is the Prince of Swords, which kind of gives us the impression that there is change about to happen and happen fairly quickly. So there's a message that's coming in for you, or a change of circumstances, a change of pace, and it could be a whole number of things. And because this is a general reading, it could have something to do with whatever has been particularly your focus. So if there has been something on the boil in terms of a job, or it could have been a family situation that's coming to a head, or a situation in a relationship, or perhaps communication around a particular project with clients or people that you're in discussions with around it. Whatever that key focus is for you at the moment, there is a change coming in to shift that energy. So it might be a resolution. It certainly is going to make things clearer. Better or worse, it's going to make things clearer, and it is going to be a shift. So there's quite a dramatic change in energy between this energy, the Nine of Swords, and this energy, which is the Prince of Swords. So here we've got this feeling of stuckness and stagnation, and then a sudden shift to movement, clarity, and, you know, for better or worse, it's like pretty much getting your ass back up off the floor and going again, pardon the frankness. So that is happening in the second half of March. So things are shifting. So, you know, from a positive perspective, it means that things are getting underway where you have felt previously stuck. The stuckness, the blocks, the obstacles are going to be cleared, and once it clears, it's a little bit like a blocked up drain suddenly is flushed clear and the water is running through. So you're going to find that everything clears rather quickly at a moment in time, and a sense of relief really when that happens. You can start to see things flowing again. Sorry, I'm bumping the table there, getting very enthusiastic with my reading. So that's good, something to look forward to, because nobody likes that feeling of being stuck and things not flowing well. So that is energy that is coming up in the second half of the month. Then we have the King of Wands. And I'm getting the feeling that this energy is actually your energy. The King of Wands energy is a sense of certainty and clarity around your direction and what it is that you want. So whatever the focus has been recently and caused you to be very much in your thoughts, you now have clarity. The energy has shifted, things are underway and moving forward now, and you are very clear about the situation. So the situation pertaining to a relationship and what it is that you want, the situation pertaining to a job and what it is that you want going forward there. It could be a breakthrough in terms of a project or a direction that you've made a decision on a direction. Either way, whatever has taken your energy and focus recently, this card is representing your sense of certainty and clarity for the way forward. The King of Wands is confident, clear, is drawing on past experiences and wisdom of things learned from the past. And now there's no hesitation. You know, that this is not a page energy of, oh, maybe it will be okay. This is no, I've been there, done that. I've experienced a gamut of things. I know what it is that I want. I know myself. And now the pathway is clear for me to proceed. So that is a very positive energy. The Four of Pentacles. This is a little bit of a challenge in terms of experiencing a few difficulties. You're quite focused on your finances at the moment, so the activities around this energy could quite likely be affecting your finances, your coin at the moment. So, you know, if you have been stressing out, part of that stress or the challenge may have been around or been affected by your finances. So whatever your focus has been, finances has been part of that story or energy for you. Maybe not everything, but it certainly has had a strong impact on some of your decisions. But the moment the shift happens and you gain that clarity and sense of very positive forward focus, this challenge becomes relieved. It is relieved. So, you know, you've had to watch the pentacles, you've had to watch the coins, you've had to be very, circumspect around your expenses. But that's actually not a bad thing, because quite often we need to get everything in order and, you know, cut down on some areas of expenses. But you're going to find that the worry around that and the concern around that is actually disappearing. Things are getting resolved so that finally that intense focus and concern and anxiety around finances is relieved. So that's good. That's a positive message. So, yeah, we're feeling you and hearing you. It has been a little bit tight and a little concerning, but your attention to the detail and watching those pennies is going to reward you going forward. So, so that's a good thing. Things are going to be relieved and resolved going forward. All right, so we're going to pull some cards from the Wisdom of Oracle deck. And I was going to just do that differently, but a card has popped out already. So thank you, Spirit, for your guidance. Look, we've got another two there. And this is really wanting to speak to us. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance for the second half of March. What else would you like us to know in terms of the shift and the change in energy that is coming as we're coming out of this Mercury retrograde? So let's face it, folks, it has been quite a stuck energy for us this month, but I am sensing that floodgates are going to open and the pipes are going to be cleared, pardon the metaphors, and things are going to get happening. And we've got way more cards than I was expecting, but let's go with that. So we have, to start with, clean it up, deep knowing, soulmate energy here. We have the tribe, by the book, and peace. Nice. Okay. Oh, I love this. Okay. So I'm just tuning into the cards and the messages here. All right, so as we're shifting from this period of stagnation to things suddenly becoming clear and moving, the energy moving, part of this process in preparing for this shift and change is that you are being guided to clean up your situation. Okay, whatever that situation is, get your house in order. Get your body in order. And okay, so if you've been in that stuck energy, which I can relate to, then looking after your health is important. Clean it up will be watch what you're eating, get your sleep, go slow, or do what it is that you need to shift the stuck energy in you. Is it going for your gym, going for the walks, whatever it is? So that's our health. Clean it up in terms of our health. Get back on track. We don't have to do massive things. We just need to create movement and change. Clean it up is also referring to any other areas of your life at the moment that need tidying up in preparation for this change, because this change is coming rather quickly. What do you need to do to get your house in order? I'm using the house in order as a metaphor. Job, circumstances, relationships, your own energy, your own way of thinking about things. Get yourself back into a good space, which is, the opposite of this. This is asking you to shift your energy from an emotional state where you have been to an objective state. Create a task list of things that you know are going to get you into a better place. So it's adopting a more pragmatic and objective focus on your life right now. That is good advice because it's preparing you for the change that is coming. So that is a good thing. And, at the moment when we're feeling that frustration of stagnation, and for some of us, if we're in quite an emotional state, or at least, there'll be times in our days and our weeks where we are feeling it. A really good way to get us out of that is, again, stepping out of the emotions and doing things by the book. So again, adopting a more pragmatic and objective approach to get you through this period of the last tail end of the Mercury retrograde by doing things systematically, having a routine that suits you, from the time you wake up at the end of the day to the time you go to bed. What are some healthy things that you know that you can put in place that are the same every day? So doing things by the book is referring to having a routine, a healthy routine that keeps you in a positive frame of mind, It's taking care of your energy physically and emotionally. It's helping you to get through the tasks that you need to prepare for this change that's coming. So do things by the book. We have the card Deep Knowing, represented by the moon and the owl. The owl represents our higher self, clear sight, clear knowing. And the moon is often referring to the parts of us that we keep hidden. Sometimes we refer to it as our shadow side. More often than not, it's those deeper emotions. But there is a connection here to not just to lifting ourselves up out of the emotion and going to our higher self, our higher knowing, that soul knowledge. So that when we step out of the energy of the swords, the worry, we draw on our experience and our wisdom from our higher self, represented by the owl. And what we know to be true for us, not about what everybody else in the world is saying we need to pay attention to. This is almost like we've been withdrawn in an inner energy, connected to our emotions, connected to our thoughts and our feelings, to examine and calmly reflect, and that's a good thing to do. That's the gift of Mercury retrograde, is that reflection time, going within, bunkering down, getting things done, keeping our energy calm, reducing the noise of the outside world. This is where we've been. And in the process, it's helped us to have clarity and a deeper knowing of what is true for us, whether that be in the day or the week or the month. So, in recent times, that instinctive energy to withdraw, to stay quiet, is actually a helpful energy because it is helping you to reduce, as I said, reduce the noise and to listen to your higher self. So whatever messages and awarenesses that you've been receiving as a result, pay attention to that. This has actually been a gift, and I know that the human side of us can be impatient when we asked to wait and be quiet and go within, and we go, I don't want to do that. Rethink that, because there's a gift in this moment in time to tap into our higher self. And we need to be quiet and have those moments of stillness and solitude to hear, to connect, to know. So this is what the Deep Knowing card is referring to. And this brings us to a sense of peace too. Peace comes from when we know how to be still and when we spend the time to know ourselves really well. So we have here an egg that represents new beginnings and the dove that represents peace as well as new beginnings as well. A fresh start, peaceful reconciliation. Reconciliation with yourself, perhaps there's been some self-forgiveness, some awarenesses that have come to light, relationships that have needed mending. The card is pointing to positive reconciliation and healing for new beginnings. And it's a very kind and compassionate energy. It's beautiful. The quality of this feeling and sense of peace truly is measured by how much you decide to go within to reflect, to be mindful of doing things that are healthy for you in order to promote good energy. This card is not about busyness, by the way. It's about minding your own business. It's about being very aware of what's important for you. It's the opposite of the noise and attending to everyone else. This is not meant to be busy energy, but practical, contemplative, purposeful, preparation for you. This is the same, but it's more to do with your spiritual awareness and your emotional awareness. And as a result, you're creating and shifting the energy from worry energy to peaceful energy, which always gives us clarity, but is part of the process of creating a healthy new beginning. And I do believe Spirit is also saying, please see this as a message of, don't worry, things are going in the right direction. Peace is yours. New beginnings that bring you peace and happiness will be yours. This is inevitable, but the quality of it is determined by how you enter into this space and how much you give yourself the time to work through this energy at the moment for you, because you matter. We've got 2 cards here that point to relationships here. Part of the change and transformation has been affected or is affecting or is the focus of relationships. So we have the soulmate card and we have the tribe. So for some of you, the reconciliation, the peace, the deeper knowing is pointing to what you know about your soulmate and what you sense and feel. And this is not an intellectual knowing. And it may be that there's not been a lot of overt, open communication recently. Maybe that's been part of this energy of concern and worry. But when you go into that space of deeper knowing, you're recognizing that what you know and feel to be true is there. And Spirit is acknowledging to trust that this period of time and transition is helping you to trust in your inner knowing about what you know to be true for your connection with this soulmate. Now, a soulmate can be a significant person in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lover. It can be those people that we are truly and lovingly connected with, family, friends, or lovers, whichever, who are in our life to journey with us. Now, they're not always necessarily physically present, but Spirit's reminding you that whatever it is that you're sensing in that spiritual connection, that emotional connection is there, and all is going well. Look at these beautiful hearts. All is going well in the way it's supposed to. You know, as human beings, we want answers and we want things to be tangible and right in front of us. We don't always get the luxury of that. So trust your inner knowing of what it is that you're sensing in terms of soulmate energy, love relationship if that's pertaining to your situation, that you can trust what you're feeling and that this energy is coming to you or in your life already. It is not something that you need to be concerned about. So I kind of feel that Spirit is saying stop worrying. And I do feel that whoever this person is, this is a spiritually, divinely guided relationship. I don't know if you can see that there's a very faint face up here representing our spiritual guides, representing the divine, overseeing this relationship. You'll see a key being held here. This is pertaining to a long-lasting relationship. You may have known this person in a previous life, and if you're not aware of that, that's okay. But the soulmate energy that you have is a long-term energy here. It's not going away. So yes, we need to deal with the physical realm and the way things play out in our physical lives, but Spirit is saying on the spiritual level, there is nothing to fear, that this person, this energy is in your life, lovingly teaching you, whether it be close or from a distance, what it is that you need to know. And this other card, the tribe, I'm getting the sense that if there has been any concern about people that you can trust in your life, Spirit is reminding you, you have your tribe. Your tribe are around you at the moment, giving you support, showing you that they're with you, they have your back, and that you can always rely on them. You can always see them as, the place, the people to go back home to. Now, this for some of you could be friends, it could be work colleagues, it could be family. That regardless of the storm and the concerns and the shifts and changes that have been happening around you, don't feel that you're on your own. You're not. Spirit is reminding you your tribe is there, and it is okay for you to return to the tribe, to that place that feels safe, that will always take you back in and give you the nurturing that you're needing, the support, whatever that support is. So, and it is okay to go back to your tribe and hang with them to re-energize, reconnect, feel the love, be reminded of your value. And that's so important when we are experiencing challenging times. Good message. Okay, I've got here the Queen of, I can't read it, Moon Oracle cards, which is kind of fitting for this Mercury retrograde energy, because it's kind of an inner journey that we've been on, inner reflection, and that's the energy of the moon as well, where we go within to examine things that are not necessarily overt to the rest of the world, things that we haven't displayed, we've been keeping quietly to ourselves, just to examine, reflect and work through, and that is perfectly okay. So Spirit, what messages do you have for us in terms of this inner journey that we have been on, going through, and what can we expect as we come through to the end of March? Okay, so it is keeping to itself for sure. The energy is not wanting to reveal to the rest of the world, and that may be, my friends, exactly how you've been feeling. Not that you've wanted to deliberately shut people out because of them, but rather how you've needed some time to conserve your energy, refocus, replan. So it's really been more about an inner focus and an inner need to go within. And, sometimes an illness or a situation happens to force us to go within when we've got things to examine if we haven't been listening. But either way, yes, we've all probably been affected by this recent energy, wanting to withdraw, not necessarily put on the big show to everyone else. Okay, I think we've got what is needed to come out. Interesting how that all happened. Oh, got a few more cards than I thought. I'm just going to put those there for a second. These ones were the ones that popped out. Lovely. Okay, so in a typical moon energy fashion, this period of time has felt quite hard. We've got this woman here carrying quite a heavy load on her back, and the load is not well contained. It does look like it's been moving and shaking and moving around a heck of a lot, so it's taken quite a lot of effort to carry this load. So it feels like this card is representing that you've been really carrying the burden of a lot of things for a while. It's been quite a challenge. You've probably been juggling a lot of things recently, so you've been busy, you've been inwardly focused in order to deal with all of this stuff. So it may have been manifesting physically for you, but I do get the sense that despite the physical realm of things that have been filling up your to-do list, I do feel that a lot of this burden is mental and emotional. And there's been a lot of toing and froing and thinking about things and weighing things up. And, as we saw with this Nine of Wands. And it has been tiring, truly tiring. However, without making it all doom and gloom, it has actually helped you to grow stronger. You have built the inner strength and resilience to go the distance. And I think maybe this has actually surprised you a little bit, or you've realised on reflection, hey, whilst it's been challenging, you're recognising, yes, you've been down this road before and you've experienced these difficult challenges before. None of us like going through it, but you're recognising that you're dealing with it a lot better this time round. So you have built that muscle of resilience. And of course, when we've got that muscle of resilience, there's a lot of learnings that come with that and a lot of wisdom. So well done you, and I do feel for you. It's weighed heavily on you. It has kind of sapped you dry. Physically you've really felt the brunt of recent challenges. But I do feel that you're getting there. I do feel you're getting there. So the cards tell us. Yeah, okay. So these ones that popped out around about the same time are similar energies. So we've got the void. This real sense of where am I? It's even a very dark card. So this woman's laying here in the night sky, and there's a real sense of emptiness. And this card, there's no real, you're not feeling that you're anywhere in particular in your life. There's no light shining to point the way, and you've been feeling quite lost and numb and almost spaced out energy, pardon the pun. Perhaps there have been days where you felt like a bit of a zombie, and the way forward has not been clear, and you've really needed your rest and your sleep. It's taken its toll. This energy has taken a lot out of you. So I probably don't need to say too much about that, because you know that. I don't need to tell you where you've been. You know that. And we know that all of this is the things that have been happening in your life. It has been shaking your foundations up. There has been parts of your life that inwardly and outwardly just literally shaken everything up. And in some instances, there's been a sting to, you've taken the brunt of some pretty hard changes, some hard information, or when I say hard information that's knocked you for a sixer. It has shaken your world. It's not been pleasant. It's been pretty challenging energy, my friends. But I don't want to sound too cliche when I say this, that, when we go through very big transformation and quick changes, this intense energy is needed to clear everything out and to give you that massive clarity. And, we don't like it, but the result is that it brings a deeper knowing and eventually a peace. So I hear you. Highly emotionally turbulent. There have been moments where you felt very angry as well. So you've gone between sadness and anger and back again. Part of the process, my friends. My, it's like a blooming washing machine, you poor loves. And coming out of that is Spirit is saying, yeah, you might have felt like your head is in the clouds, not knowing what the heck is going on. But as you're moving through this phase, and we can see the different phases of the moon be represented here on the card, You're going through a process. You're going through a phase of transformation. And as a result, balance will be restored back into your life. May not feel it right now, and you may not be able to see in your physical reality the way forward or where the heck this is going. But intuitively, when you go within and you tap into what you feel it feels right for you, the answers and the knowing comes from not what you see and not what you mentally decide, but rather what you sense from your soul, what you intuitively know. That's where the answers are, and that's the light that you need to follow. That's the guidance that you need to follow. But just know that through this whole process and this phase that you're going through, this journey, you will get clarity and balance come through in the end. In many ways, you're not in control of the external circumstances. We can't stop the moon from going through its phases. We can't stop the sun rising and setting every day. We can't stop the seasons. But we do understand that in this physical realm there are seasons, there is a process. And, pardon me, in our humanity, it requires us to do the learning to go through the process. So in many ways, it's asking us to be patient and go through. There's a time around this. The transformation happens through a process and through time. So we're asked to trust what we know on the inside and go with it and try to remain as balanced as possible. So just getting on with and doing the work and the preparation on the inside, trusting and knowing what is true for us in our higher self will help us to create the balance as well. So the next cards are helping us to see where this is leading to. When we create balance and take care of things, we do well by adopting gratitude. When we're in a reflective period of time, we can overly focus and the pendulum swing too far to be focused all on ourselves. So, the message around balance is asking us to bring our thoughts and our energy back to center. And quite often we can do that when we allow ourselves to feel grateful for our circumstances, feeling grateful for this period of reflection and quietness, feeling grateful for the people in our life, our tribe, feeling grateful for the connection that we have with spirit. I'm sensing a connection earth to spirit, our spiritual guides, and also grateful for the mentors in our life. So overall, the spirit of gratitude helps us to get through this energy so that we can create balance. And as a result, we're moving into a period of abundance, creative energy and abundance. This is where we're moving to, which is wonderful. It's like, oh, thank goodness. So we have the card of abundance here. And this is as a result of, I think, quite a long time of challenge, my friends. Whatever your story has been, whatever your journey, which I'm sensing has been a long and difficult one, It's finishing, the cycle is finishing, and you're entering into a new cycle, brand new cycle. Cycle, phases, transitioning out of the phases into a new phase of fullness and abundance, connection with your world and around you, clarity for who you are, your purpose, very clear about your values, what you want. Abundance also is pointing to our pentacles, our physical, financial abundance, as well as our resources, the resource we have within, the knowing of who we are. Abundance is an abundance in our attitude, in our mindset as well. And always when we're in that energy, we're attracting all the beautiful things in our life that help us to feel gratitude and appreciation. Our life is enhanced by that richness of focus, thinking, gratitude. I see a lot of animals in this card, and I just wonder if for some of you who have a natural affinity with nature and animals, whether or not for some of you that you're going to feel a very special connection, even a soul connection with some of these animals. They just seem to know what it is that you need. They're completely in tune with your energy and you with theirs. And we all know that pets, animals, are highly intuitive. They don't overthink things. They just sense and know. And they're tuning into your energy. They're there to assist you, comfort you, reassure you, provide that companionship. We know that animals are excellent in terms of aiding our healing, our mental, emotional and physical healing. So for some of you, animals are featuring quite strongly, and this is beautiful. This is a beautiful part of the new movement going forward. The creation card here. Wow, great things are happening for you as you're shifting your energy and gathering your momentum and feeling that inner strength returning as we're coming out of this Mercury retrograde. You're on fire. You've got these amazing ideas coming to you, and Spirit's going to help you bring these into fruition. Spirit's going to help you manifest these ideas. So whatever unusual, creative ideas that you're coming up with, run with them, trust them. I think you're going to be supported to make these things happen. And it could be around your business. It could be around a project that you're working on. You are getting assistance for this. You're building your momentum. It's going to bring that abundance into your life as well. So this is really positive, powerful energy. You're getting assistance to move forward really well. You're setting yourself up for the future here. You're setting yourself up for the future here. So know that you're getting the assistance, whether it be in the physical realm and or spiritual realm, to help you. Run with that sense of confidence and knowing that you have around your business or your project or the next job. You're being supported. Beautiful, confident energy. Go with it. Feels really good. Feels really good. Okay, last deck. Spirit, we would like to have final messages for the end of March. What else would you like us to know in terms of energy, what we can expect coming up in the end of March? Coming out of Mercury retrograde, we can see things happening, shifting, new beginnings, projects, creativity, abundance. King of Earth, transformation, Tower, King of Air, King of Earth to me is King of Pentacles, which is a really grounded energy around everything coming together. Your pentacles, your life, your physical resources. You've made it. You know, you are really building this strong foundation for your future, and you're really in an energy of succeeding at what you've been working hard on for so long. Finally, you've got this amazing thing that you've been working on has arrived. It's here. It feels strong. It feels solid. You've earned this. You've been working hard for it over a long period of time. You've learned a lot in the process. You know, when I say you've aged, I'm going to say you've aged, but I don't mean that physically. What I mean is you've experienced a lot, and this has taught you so much. So your soul has matured as a result of the hard work, the challenges, and this is a good result. So well done you. This is the energy that you're entering into. Yes, thank you, Spirit. We know that this has been a period of transformation. This card is showing me this beautiful energy of a child and the observer energy of watching things change. But there's a fascination and curiosity here as well. We have been going through the transformation. We can go through it with a lot of heavy energy, or we can go through this period of time with curiosity by being the observer of ourselves and our life, taking a step back to see the beauty in this change, and that everything that has happened has been for you, not happening to you. It's hard to acknowledge that sometimes when we're going through the change, but it is uncovering what needs to be uncovered so that moving forward you are lighter, more aware. You've learnt the lessons. So there's a light-hearted energy. There are some learnings that have come to light during this period of reflection that have stemmed from your childhood. You have needed to examine some of the things that you've carried with you from childhood, because they have been weighing you down and they have affected your soul journey up until recently. So some of the awarenesses, the blockages that you've had have been relating to your early part of your life. So that's just a note to self. Perhaps that will be a light bulb moment for some of you, that some of the things that has been blocking your energy has been around things that you've been carrying with you since childhood. So there's sort of like a double message there. What needs to be revealed and uncovered with compassion, but through the lens of observation and awareness to help give you clarity around things that are happening to you today or happening for you today. The other message being having a lighter energy of observing the change in our life, being curious about the things that we've needed to address and be aware of. The Tower energy in most decks is usually quite a shocking, heavy energy where things are crumbling down. But in this particular card, when I see the energy of this card, to me the Tower is actually something that is building up. I don't get the sense of anything coming down. So this is quite a different energy. To me, this is like the castle, the amazing thing that you have built over a period of time. And this is something to be proud of in terms of your growth, your awareness. I kind of almost feel it's like you've stepped up in terms of your soul maturity. You know, let's use this as a metaphor, that you are feeling more connected to your higher self, more connected to your inner wisdom. And this has helped you to grow and to build that body of knowledge, those resources, that inner strength. So for me, this card is actually quite different to most Tower cards in card decks. It's showing that you've got a wealth of experience that you've developed over many lifetimes, many experiences. Well done you. Beautiful insights to help you understand the nature of this journey that you've been having. Excuse me while I shut that door, it's getting cool now. And there's a few outside noises we don't need to hear. And then we have lastly the King of Air. This again is, it's just amazing. We've got 3 kings in this reading. King of Earth, which is King of Pentacles, your resources, everything you've built up. King of Air refers to communication, clarity of thought, clarity of thinking, clarity in your mind. And King of Wands is that passionate energy that we need to be very clear about the actions that we need to take. So you've got 3 kings in your reading. That's strong, powerful energy, strong, clear energy. This is your energy. Fantastic, well done. Something to feel confident in. Trusting yourself, trusting everything that you've built, trusting what you know to be true. You are coming to this stage as you're moving out of this phase, this change. This is the result of all of that. And what a great way to move forward. This energy helps you to bring these projects to light. It's backing, this energy is backing your ability to make all of this stuff happen, these beautiful new things that you're working on, and bringing finally this abundance. And now, with this card, the abundance card, this abundance is very much connected to the spirit world, to your sense of well-being, to your sense of self-esteem, how you're feeling in yourself. This queen is really relaxed, really grounded, really knowing of herself, really connected to the spirit world represented by the animals, connected to her emotions, her higher self, her inner knowing. So the abundance here is very much about your soul growth. But we do know that in our physical realm leads to abundance in our pentacles, in our physical life. So there you have it. A really confident reading, my friends. We know that you've been on a challenging journey. Stay with it, because we know that this shift is happening. It's, it's impending. It's just, if it hasn't happened to you, it's just about to happen. So go with it. It's a process. We know that it's a process. Go with this now, right now, by just focusing on what needs to be cleaned up, doing the do by the book, okay, getting things done. We acknowledge that you've been carrying the burden and feeling a little bit lost. We know that. We know that. But you're coming out of that. You're coming out of this chaotic energy. We know it's been chaotic for you. But it's clearing away. It's clearing the pipes. It's clearing away the debris. It's clearing away to reveal way more depth to you, and a recognition of how far you come. The reflection time here, just for some of you, recognising that some of the challenges as not just in your day-to-day challenges. This represents both day-to-day challenges and burdens from the past. This energy here for some of you is just reminding you that some of the cleanup that needs to be done is stuff that hasn't been addressed for a long, long time, whether it be as a child or for many years back, that just needs to be attended to. And as a result, you're going to clear the pathway in relationships. If things have been troubling you on a relationship level, dealing with things from the past is going to help this. Okay, so this is just a nuance in the reading. So try to see things from a big picture point of view rather than be very focused on the external circumstances. This month of March has been very much an internal focus, so that you can go through the motions of understanding the process of what needs to be dealt with from an inner point of view. Internal lessons, soul lessons, examining your thoughts and emotions, dealing with things that haven't been dealt with for a very long time, As you work through this, trust and know from a spiritual perspective that everything is going to work out. You will have peace around this. Help yourself by focusing on the gratitude in your life, what you can be grateful for, doing the do. Trusting your intuition, your inner guidance, rather than what you expect to see in your external world. We know that you're having trouble seeing things clearly and thinking clearly, but trust in your inner knowing. That will help you get through this phase because it's shifting for sure, shifting and changing. Trust your new ideas. Spirit is going to really help you with brand new ideas or things that you've been working on. You're going to get that backing and it's going to lead to abundance. And you're going to come out of this in a really great energy. So, my friends, lots of love to you all. That is actually the kind of message I know that you've all been waiting to hear. The reassurance from probably a difficult few weeks or difficult month or two, whatever it has been for you. But it is shifting, it is changing, things are being cleared. Get yourself through to the end of the month. Trust yourself, trust your inner knowing. And it's okay for the next week or two to continue on that inner journey, working on your own stuff and getting through this, but just trusting yourself and trusting Spirit. All right, my friends, lots of love to you. Stay well, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.